No, no, not at all. I think honestly, it's just the way things played out, the cards that were at hand. Um,
I really believe they just wanted to shut me up. I'm saying there's a lot of hate in boxing.
Comes Shakur and now lands a couple more. And one round to go.
After being discharged from the hospital, Teofimo Lopez didn't stay quiet. He immediately pushed back against the judges and Shakur, arguing that the bout was anything but fair. According to Lopez, his punches to the body landed with real impact, yet crucial sequences were overlooked by both the referee and the scoring officials. Speaking publicly while still recovering, he described the night as deeply unjust, criticizing Shakur's approach in the ring and claiming the authorities denied him what he sees as a deserved win. His passionate remarks have since sparked intense discussion, with fans reacting strongly to both his accusations and his emotional response following the fight.
I was catching him a lot with the body shots a lot, so I think that was one of my effective arsenals that was getting him every time. But I think just more combinations, especially finish with left hooks and stuff.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. spoke with zero restraint, launching a direct attack on the officiating and openly accusing the referee of favoritism. He claimed that there is an underlying bias within the sport aimed at his son, arguing that the damage Teofimo inflicted was blatantly overlooked. According to him, Shakur was clearly affected by those shots, yet the officials failed to acknowledge it, denying his son the recognition he earned. The response from fans has been intense, with many viewing his comments as a passionate, no-filter defense from a father who believes his fighter was unfairly denied the outcome he deserved.
The other two referees were looking at, you know what I'm saying? But you got to beat the champ to be the champ, and my son hurt that boy.
Eddie Hearn pushed back strongly against what he described as the chaos coming from Teofimo Lopez Sr., emphasizing how far his accusations have spiraled. As Lopez Sr. continues to aim blame at the judges and Shakur, Hearn highlighted that the claims don't align with what actually unfolded in the ring. From his perspective, there is no evidence from the fight itself to justify those statements. The situation now reflects a corner reacting out of disappointment, turning the aftermath into an awkward display that spotlights their dissatisfaction rather than any genuine wrongdoing.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't like that stuff if I'm honest, but Teofimo's Teofimo. You could never control him, you can never predict what he's going to do or say. And
Duke McKenzie offered a blunt assessment, shutting down the post-fight narrative without hesitation. He dismissed the complaints as embarrassing and stressed that Teofimo simply isn't operating at the highest tier of the sport. In McKenzie's view, the matchup exposed a clear difference in ability, with Shakur Stevenson showing levels Teofimo couldn't match. Once that disparity is acknowledged, claims of unfairness or corruption lose all credibility. He framed the bout not as a controversial decision, but as a clear display of superior skill, adding that the explanations coming afterward only reinforce how decisively Teofimo was beaten.
Said, and everybody knows, he's not a real boxer. There's levels to this game, and he was way out of his level, way out of his depth.
Chael Sonnen offered a stark evaluation of Teofimo's outing, speaking plainly about what he saw in the ring. He noted that for much of the contest, Lopez focused on staying away, constantly moving to maintain separation rather than committing to exchanges. That caution, Sonnen explained, came from a clear awareness of Shakur's ability to punish mistakes with counters. When avoiding contact was no longer possible, Teofimo shifted into a purely responsive role instead of setting the pace. Sonnen's breakdown strips away the controversy, concluding that the result had nothing to do with officials or misconduct. It came down to one fighter being technically superior, mentally sharper, and more well-rounded on the night.
He was running away. He was trying to get distance. Then he was trying to step in to win this athletic competition, and then he's trying to get out of the way so that he doesn't get hurt again. He was fighting. Then it turns to where he can't stay away anymore, so now he's got to go.
AOL pointed to a sobering takeaway for Teofimo Lopez, making it clear that this wasn't a close contest. Shakur Stevenson didn't merely edge the fight, he controlled it from start to finish. Lopez's physical power never became a factor, as Stevenson imposed himself whether pressing forward or moving backward, snapping sharp shots whenever openings appeared. Whenever Teofimo lunged too hard or lost his balance, Shakur immediately took advantage, turning small mistakes into clean scoring moments. The performance highlighted a level of skill and ring awareness so high that arguments about officiating simply don't hold up.
And Shakur just bullied him, outboxed him on the back foot, outboxed him on the front foot. Every time Teo came in and kind of tripped himself, going over his front foot, the punches and bunches and just the single shots were just beautiful from Shakur Stevenson.
The Wade concept analysis focused on how Teofimo Lopez never found his footing in the fight. Shakur's jab consistently shut down his forward movement, preventing him from closing distance or controlling space. Each attempt to advance only led Lopez into trouble, aligning perfectly with Stevenson's game plan. Rather than making the necessary changes, he repeated the same approaches, allowing Shakur to stay comfortable throughout the bout. The breakdown makes one point clear: this result had nothing to do with favoritism. It was a thorough strategic breakdown delivered by a calmer, more precise, and better prepared fighter.
Getting to Shakur Stevenson, he could not get past the lead hand. The jab was stifling him. He was having trouble cutting the ring. He was having trouble getting to the outside foot. This was an orthodox southpaw matchup where Teofimo needed to step to his left to try to push the lead hand away, or at least get head off center line if he wanted to. And instead, he was doing the opposite, and Shakur was taking the outside track. Teo was stepping on the inside lane and then fading to his right side, right into the left hand of Shakur Stevenson, which, by the way, in the first round, Shakur didn't really even throw a backhand. It was just jab.
The Wade concept examined why Teofimo Lopez had such difficulty establishing any control. Stevenson's jab constantly disrupted his rhythm, stopping him from closing distance or trapping his opponent. Each attempt to move forward placed Lopez directly into harm, aligning perfectly with Shakur's strategy. Rather than changing his approach, he repeated the same sequences, which allowed Stevenson to remain comfortable and in command. The analysis makes it clear this outcome had nothing to do with unfair treatment. It was a full strategic breakdown carried out by a more disciplined and methodical fighter.
Shakur just got a great boxing mind. You know, that's just it. He's got a great boxing mind, and you want to see put his mind to it, he's going to get the job done.
What is it going to take to beat someone like him?
I don't know, Brian. Probably want to stay away from.
Eddie Hearn delivered a clear summary of Shakur Stevenson's night, capturing just how dominant the performance was. Stevenson showed strength, accuracy, and full control from start to finish. His power shots landed clean, his jab was sharp and consistent, his movement was effortless, and his timing and conditioning never dipped. This went far beyond simply getting his hand raised. It was a showcase of why Stevenson is viewed as a fully rounded elite boxer. When measured against that level of execution, the build-up, backlash, and post-fight grievances from Teofimo Lopez's side lose all weight. Superior skill, sharp thinking, and calm control defined the fight and left no space for alternative explanations.
Looked strong, you know, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point, his footwork was incredible, it's his timing, it's his fitness.
Daniel Jacobs offered a frank reality check for Teofimo Lopez, emphasizing that determination alone isn't always enough. He stressed that going all out has to be paired with sharp technique. Facing a fighter of Shakur Stevenson's caliber demands not just effort, but pinpoint accuracy, perfect timing, and the ability to adapt on the fly. Lopez's struggles highlighted the clear gap between expectation and performance. No officiating error, judge, or imagined bias could close that divide. In this matchup, it was superior skill and tactical intelligence that decided the outcome, rendering Teofimo's post-fight complaints largely meaningless.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top.
Claressa Shields lauded Shakur Stevenson's masterful approach, highlighting how he seamlessly combined athletic ability with smart tactics. His body jab and pinpoint single punches repeatedly found their mark on Teofimo Lopez, even causing visible damage, showcasing Stevenson's precise and methodical execution. Shields emphasized the contrast between hype and reality, noting that Lopez's post-fight grievances hold no weight against such dominance. Stevenson delivered a new perfect performance, controlling the fight from start to finish and leaving no vulnerabilities, reinforcing his reputation as one of the smartest and most well-rounded fighters in the division.
Me, I know boxing. and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body, and we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Daniel Jacobs gave Teofimo Lopez a stock dose of reality, pointing out that heart alone can't overcome superior skill and preparation. He urged Lopez to give everything he has, but stressed that facing an elite fighter like Shakur Stevenson requires more than just effort. It demands precision, perfect timing, and the ability to adjust on the fly. Lopez's struggles in the ring exposed the gap between perception and reality. No judge, referee, or imagined conspiracy could close that divide. In this fight, it was raw talent combined with smart strategy that decided the outcome, making Lopez's post-fight complaints appear empty.
What's Teofimo?
Hey, yo, sometimes you just gotta grab your nuts and you just gotta put balls to the wall, unfortunately. But that's just what it is. And sometimes when you think you can keep up with a boxer that's
Coach
superior...
Wallerly's commentary cuts straight to the point. Shakur Stevenson isn't just collecting wins. He's building an untouchable legacy at 140 pounds. Every round showcased his sharp ring IQ, precise timing, and ruthless efficiency. His performance made it clear that Teofimo Lopez's post-hospital claims and complaints carry no weight. While Lopez points fingers at referees and judges, Stevenson's flawless execution speaks volumes on its own. Legacy isn't handed out, it's owned, and tonight Stevenson proved why he sits at the very top. This wasn't just a victory. It was a complete dismantling of hype, egos, and excuses. Any hope Lopez had of regaining relevance with his hospital comeback was quickly erased by Stevenson's command of the ring.
I'm very excited. You know, I said this was another legacy fight for him, and
Absolutely.
he got a chance to, you know, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
Bruce Carrington's analysis lays bare the critical mistakes Teofimo Lopez made from the very first round. Lopez's poor positioning and predictable patterns made him an easy target for Stevenson's counters, whether doubling the right hand, turning square, or even switching to southpaw. Nothing found success against such a sharp opponent. Stevenson's quick reflexes, high ring IQ, and impeccable timing allowed him to dominate with ease. Despite this, Lopez continues to point fingers at referees and judges, ignoring the fact that the skill gap was the real issue. This wasn't a robbery, it was a masterclass. Stevenson's control left no openings, making Lopez's post-hospital complaints and theatrics look disconnected from reality. Every move he tried to land was met with precision, proving that at this level, talent, not excuses, determines the outcome.
Man, he made it easy. You know, I was saying, like, if Teo was to fight more on the back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. Like, that's not gonna work, bro. That's not gonna, you're not gonna take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him.
Bruce Carrington's analysis highlights the clear weaknesses in Teofimo Lopez's strategy. Right from the opening round, his poor positioning and predictable patterns made him an easy target for Stevenson's counters, whether doubling the right hand, turning square, or switching to southpaw. None of it had an effect against such a skilled opponent. Stevenson's sharp reflexes, smart ring IQ, and perfect timing allowed him to control the fight effortlessly. Despite this, Lopez continues to protest, pointing fingers at referees and judges instead of acknowledging the real issue, a clear gap in ability. This wasn't a controversial decision, it was a technical masterclass. Stevenson's dominance left no room for excuses, making Lopez's post-hospital hype and complaints look completely out of touch. Every move Lopez attempted to close the distance or land a punch was met with precision, proving the hard truth. At this level, talent, not complaints, decides the outcome.
Bo is my guy, but I've always been a fan of Shakur. And I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk. Been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. you can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent, and Shakur displayed